This month, LEGO Group released 3 brand new themes, not just sets, actual themes. Although one of them kind of existed before, but in my opinion, it's a new theme. And so what are these new themes? Why should we care? Do they matter for LEGO collectors and LEGO investors? Let's talk about these new themes. And there are 3 of them. Now, there's an interesting couple of things that we can note as LEGO fans, collectors, investors, just about looking at these themes in general. Because one of the big things is all 3 of them are somewhat related to TV shows or movies or video games. They're all related to something other than just Lego sets, because even though they're not all actually licensed, they're not all based on an existing show or an existing video game, although 2 of them are. One of them is actually a Lego branded series, and it is actually just the Lego Group's creation on this new theme, but they released a show to go alongside it. So their focus on shows, TV shows, movies, games as ways of helping to lift demand for Lego sets has been doubled down on here, and we can really see it. So what are these 3 themes? We have Lego Dreams. That is the first one we're going to look at here. And Lego Dreams, to me, it's kind of interesting in a couple of ways. Firstly, when we just look at some of these sets, we have 11 different sets, and the concepts behind this theme is that the sets are kind of showing things going on in dreams, right? And they're kind of, it's a very fantasy-like world that we can see a whole new host of characters that have not been explored before in Lego sets that are going to be accompanied with the TV show to help to build up those characters, which will add some of the collectability behind the sets and make the minifigures kind of more sought after. The theme of the theme overall is that it's kind of this dream world and anything can happen. And so we have this kind of really interesting take on the world and the environment in some of the Lego sets. So scrolling down through some of these sets here, we can see the first one, we have Dream Village, a $30 set. We have Mateo and Z-Bob the robot, $20 set. A handful of others here. I have Mrs. Castillo's turtle van. So you can see the weirdness of some of these ideas, of course, because it is based on a dream world. And so anything can go, right? We have the Nightmare Shark ship, which actually I really like. I think this looks really, really cool. And this is a $140 set, so much bigger, 1,389 parts in this one. So pretty interesting. Then we have the Fantastical Treehouse. What is it with treehouses? The Lego Group, they just have to have a treehouse. It's in so many different themes. We have a treehouse in Lego Friends, in Lego Ideas, obviously, in a handful of different locations. It shows up in the Frozen theme as well. There's a treehouse. Fantastical Treehouse in Lego Dreams has a $110 price tag on this one. 1,257 parts. It actually is a pretty nice looking set, and it looks like a bit of a fun build on this one. You know, you can see that you got a lot of craziness going on in some of these sets. And again, I haven't watched the show, so I can't really give a lot of background on exactly what the characters are doing, what they're dealing with, what they're working through here. Just looking at the build, the colors, the different kind of things you have going on in some of these sets, you have all sorts of craziness. Blue leaves and luminous green kind of colors and different things going on here. Giant bat looking creatures. So there is no lack of imagination in the Lego Dreams theme. What I do think it is lacking is a coherent kind of a stream going through the sets. Because the problem when you have something like a dream world is that you could theoretically do anything, but that leads to each of the sets being a little less related to each other, you know, because if you look at the Harry Potter theme, you have the different sets that are all based in Hogwarts, and when you buy multiples and you build them, you can actually connect them together. They're modular. There's a clear aspect of collectability. There's a clear reason to buy multiple sets. They look great together when you display them together. There is kind of common themes moving throughout the theme of sets, and you know, the minifigures that show up in one set may not be in another, and they complement each other in all these interesting ways. It's the same with a lot of different Lego themes, and you know, the creator expert modulars, the creator expert or icons vehicles, but also a lot of the themes that are based on licenses. Jurassic World is another example, you know, and there's reasons to buy all of the different sets in the theme. When I look at these, and again, this is from someone who hasn't watched the show, so I might be missing a lot here about the common threads throughout these and the story obviously behind them all, but just from looking at them. And this is the same perspective that a Windows Store shopper in the Lego store who, you know, is just looking for a set to buy for their kid might have as well if they don't know the background. They might have the same perspective that they don't see how, you know, each of the sets relate to each other very well because they are based on such different things. And even in the Lego Friends theme, we see so much compatibility across of the sets, the different sets, because you have Andrea's house, and then you also have Stephanie's house, and you know, the different things that you're going to put into your town and different things. So it's very obvious. I don't see that. I don't feel that very well here. But again, this is very early for this Lego Dreams theme. We have Mr. Oz, a space bus. Again, we have a space bus, we have a tree house, we have a Nightmare Shark ship, and a turtle van, right? So there's a lot of kind of variants. Pegasus flying horse, right? Crocodile car. Izzy and Bunchu the bunny. So a buildable bunny. Stable of dream creatures. This actually kind of looks like something you would see in the Encanto theme, right? This kind of looks like the Madrigal house a little bit. Also kind of looks like some stuff you'd see in the Lego Friends theme. That also may work against it a little bit because it loses a little bit of its uniqueness and distinctiveness by having some similarities to other themes. And then you have the Grim Keeper, the cage monster, which I think 37 looks like a little bit of a high price for this particular set, but pretty interesting stuff. So the thing is, regardless of how I feel about some of the sets, the early sets in this theme, it is still great to see Lego Group releasing brand new themes. I love seeing that. I love seeing them release new stuff, try new things, see if it works out, especially when they release a show next to it. It definitely will help with bumping up that demand because kids will watch the show and it will get them involved with the characters. There are, of course, things going on in each of these sets that I don't understand from just looking at the pictures. It will become a really good, attractive reason to buy all of these Lego sets. And so they've seen that with the Ninjago theme, right? They created Ninjago. It was a homegrown theme. They released a show alongside it. The show picked up a lot of steam, and Ninjago has been a super popular theme ever since, right? And these two things are complementing each other in a great way, helping to drive demand for the minifigures, helping to make the fans relate more to the stories behind the sets. And that will likely happen again here with Dreams, and they've learned how to do it the right way. But just looking at the sets alone, I don't see a whole lot that really excites me. I think they are lacking a little bit of cohesion. I think, you know, some of them look like a lot of fun, like the Fantastical Treehouse, the Nightmare Shark Ship. These look like fun builds and fun sets, but will that be enough to keep this theme going long term? It's harder to know, and I'm curious to see how it all plays out. And you know, I'll be watching with interest. I actually do hope for the best for the theme. Any new theme that they release, I hope it turns into a theme that is enjoyed for a long time into the future. But this one, not only the lack of cohesion across the sets, but also I think the theme of the theme in general. If you don't understand the Dream World concept, and if you haven't seen the show, understanding what this theme is really about from a helicopter view looking down at it is hard, right? It's very easy to look at Lego Friends and know what it's all about, know what the target audience is. See, even if you don't know the stories, you kind of get an idea of what's going on here. It's a group of friends, of these young girls who are friends with each other. It's the same thing with Ninjago, right? You just glance at Ninjago, you know you're talking about samurais, temples, dragons, ninjas, right? That's just 3 keywords. That's all you really need. And you know, you should be able to look at a theme and know what are you talking about here. I just don't fully grasp that here with Lego Dreams just yet. But again, I'm uneducated on it, and I need to brush up a little more on what's going on with the show, and I'm interested to see how it all goes. So that is Lego Dreams. That is the first of 3 new themes. Now the second one, I'm going to jump in very, very quickly because I don't know that everybody here is going to be super interested in this theme, but it is Gabbys Dollhouse. Now Gabbys Dollhouse was a new show. It was released in 2021 on Netflix, and it was made by DreamWorks, and they took off. It took off like crazy. It's taken the world by storm. It has a ton of fans. It has grown significantly over the last couple of years since release, and they actually made the show during the COVID lockdown in 2020, and there was kind of a lot of appreciation for how they were able to build this show at a time when they had to be on video calls to make the show, to a time where, you know, they've quickly kind of grown in popularity and have been able to do great things with it. But only a couple of years after the show was released, they have a partnership with the Lego Group to make Lego sets. So that's very impressive. You got to give a lot of appreciation and respect for that. But, you know, in terms of the theme, once again, I look at this theme. There's only 4 sets that have come out in August 1st, 2023. And, you know, when I look at these 4 sets, once again, I'm seeing a little bit of a lack of having its own soul and its own character. Because if you just showed me these pictures without telling me that this was a new theme called Gabbys Dollhouse, you know, I might think they're Lego Friends sets. Because you have the mini dolls instead of mini figures, and the color schemes and the different things, obviously with the pastel-y type colors, and a lot of pink and light blues and different things. It feels similar to some of the Lego Friends feel of the sets. And obviously we do also have some things that you might see in like a Lego Dots set, for example, here with the cupcakes and different things. Even this bottom set here with the Gabby and Mercat's ship and spa, that looks like a Lego Friends set as well. So once again, we're kind of lacking a little bit of character in this theme, but I think fans of the show are going to be buying these sets by the bucket load. The demand is going to be high on these for sure, especially with the demand on this show and the YouTube channels that are associated to it and everything. They're all at a height right now. the Gabbys Dollhouse set. This is the flagship set right here. I mean, I think it's interesting because Dollhouse being an old school toy from a very long time ago that has always been super popular, but Lego is the perfect toy to also have a dollhouse, to have that old school idea of a dollhouse where you can decorate each of the rooms and different things. And this dollhouse benefits from the stories that come from the show, because the entire show is about the dollhouse. So you have the benefit of the added interesting things you can do with this. But you could also argue that the Lego Friends theme has multiple dollhouses in a way, because all of the different characters in the Friends theme have their own house, and you can buy the house, you can build the house, and it's kind of similar to what we're seeing here, right? It's not so dissimilar, not so different. But at the same time, again, this is going to benefit from the popularity of the show. So that is Gabbys Dollhouse. We have 4 different sets, $80 price point for the highest price one, ranging down to more like $35, $20, and $10 or $11. So that is Gabbys Dollhouse. Now the third new theme that we are seeing here from the Lego group in August 2023 is Sonic the Hedgehog. So Sonic is an interesting one because we did have a set a couple of years ago already from the Sonic the Hedgehog theme. But the interesting thing about that set is that it was actually a Lego idea set. So it was this one right here, the Green Hill Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog, and this was the very first Sonic set that was released, but it was released as a Lego Ideas set, obviously designed by a fan, and it was set number 21331 with just one minifigure, that is Sonic, but you do get a buildable Dr. Robotnik here, and amazing set. I'm a big fan of the Green Hill Zone. $80 set, 1,125 parts, but that was a standalone. It was a Lego Ideas set that was meant to be just a single set. Well, since then, Lego Group went ahead and got a partnership to build more Sonic the Hedgehog sets. So now we're actually going to have a theme of Sonic sets, and we have 4 major new sets that were released in, or is it 5 actually? It looks like it may be 5 sets here, plus the key rings and plus a brickhead set of Tails and Sonic. But we have a handful of new sets that were just released in August 2023. So we have Sonic versus Dr. Eggman's Death Egg Robot, $60 set right here. We have Tails' Workshop and Tornado Plane, a $40 set right here. We have another Green Hill Zone-esque set. This is a $100 version of Sonic's Green Hill Zone Loop Challenge. This is an 802 parts set number 76994. As you can see here, the artwork is different on these sets as well, on the boxes. Again, the first one, the Green Hill Zone, was a Lego Ideas set, so it had that black, more adult looking Lego Ideas artwork on the box, and these ones are the blue color. They don't have Lego Ideas written anywhere on the boxes. They are Lego Sonic the Hedgehog, so they're an entire theme of this beloved Sega character. So then we have Amy's Animal Rescue Island down here, a $50 set, which I actually really like the look of. This is set number 76992, 388 parts. Pretty low piece count, but for a $50 set, but it looks like fun. Then we have Sonic's Speed Sphere Challenge, $35 set. This is set number 76990, and you can see Sonic in his iconic sphere when he is moving at super speeds. So you are gonna have a lot of collectability on this one. Now this theme obviously benefits from, you know, that kind of the theme going across the different sets and understanding that each of them complement each other, and when you buy one you're going to want to buy others. You can see that here because you can build out the levels to have Sonic move through the levels. For example, you could buy multiples to build that out more with different end bosses and different things like that, which kind of corresponds with the Sonic the Hedgehog video game anyway, and that's exactly what you expect from a Lego theme that relates to a video game, because that's exactly what they did with the Super Mario theme, where you are literally remembering your experience playing Super Mario on the Nintendo, and then you're recreating it in the Lego world by building levels and having your characters move through the levels and fight the bosses and different things. That's exactly what we are seeing here. There is a little bit of an element, or kind of an added element here, with different kind of vehicles and different things that we're seeing, like the plane, and I think there's going to be probably fewer characters in this one that they could add into it, but there are, you know, a handful of different characters you can see that they've already added, which I think are going to help with Sonic collectors wanting to buy these sets and build up a collection. Now it looks like the Sonic and Tails actually brickheads have not been released yet. They're coming soon. What is the release date on these sets? Let's have a quick look at that. September 1st. So further building out this approach to Sonic the Hedgehog sets will be these brickhead sets that are coming in September as well. Not bad for Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm actually a fan. It's my favorite of the 3 themes, and some people will argue that it's not a new theme, but it is, because it, you know, as you can see from the branding on the boxes and different things, it is a brand new theme and is not Lego Ideas anymore. So this is an interesting approach. So 3 new themes in August of 2023. I love seeing it. I love going to the browse section on lego.com and seeing all of the themes and having new themes popping up there every so often. it's great. And we'll see how they do. Not all 3 of them will be a massive success. Well, they may be, but it's likely that one of them may not be as successful as another 1 or 2. But, you know, they all have the backing of TV shows, video games, different things behind them that already have demand, that already have people viewing them. And so that will help with the demand on these sets. We will see how it goes in terms of investing, which is what I do. Of course, I buy Lego sets and hold them while values go up. I'm not going to be buying any of these sets right now because they're brand new and I don't want to put them in storage while they're still selling in retail stores. I'd rather buy stuff that is retiring soon. So for investing, obviously there's not a whole lot going on here, but we still should be watching new themes to pay attention to the direction of the Lego group in general. What are the things that they're focused on? What are the new themes? Should we care about them? Do they impact currently available sets, for example? What is going on with that stuff? So I always like keeping a finger on the pulse when it comes to the world of Lego, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So I hope you enjoyed this, and with that, if you want to learn more about Lego investing, I definitely recommend checking out our free Facebook group. I'll drop a link in the description down below where you can access our free group and get in on a discussion about Lego investing. And with that, thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one.